Well, I think it's about time to let you know why I decided to stop being a Mormon. I was born into a Mormon home with Mormon great parents who took me to church every Sunday. From a young age, they taught me about Jesus and the prophets from the Book of Mormon. And I actually liked it. For a kid, it was just a joyful and happy environment to be in. I mean, learning to love others and share what you believe in are really important values for any child's development. Well, up to that point, everything was great. When I turned 12, things started to change. I became part of the young men. I received something called the Aaronic priesthood, which allows you to pass the sacrament, representing the body and the blood of Christ to the congregation. In that age, the church emphasized the idea of personal worthiness. Basically, you are expected to live according to Mormon rules and values so you can be worthy before God to hold the priesthood, which Mormons believe the authority of God given to man to act in his name on earth. And throughout my teenage years, I avoided a lot of things that most kids my age were already doing at age 15 or 16, like alcohol, smoking, drug, pornography, and a lot more. I prepared myself because I genuinely wanted to serve a mission. Of course, I was not perfect in keeping them, but being a missionary meant leaving everything behind for 2 years. Family, school, work, putting my whole life on hold just to serve God at just 18 years old. So I went on a mission. Nag-serve po ako. Yes, I was an elder, served in Australia, Brisbane Mission. Isa ako sa mga taong naglalakad-lakad, naka-polo, naka-necktie, naka-black pants, naka-black shoes, preaching the gospel all day. For 2 years, I preached the gospel as a good Mormon missionary. Went home after and did all what I believe God wanted me to do. Got married in a Mormon temple and have a family. I knew those things were the right thing to do. But everything changed a few years after. The president of the church, Russell M. Nelson, gave a talk that completely changed my perspective. For all who doesn't know, President Russell M. Nelson is considered God's prophet on earth today. Because Mormons believe that just like God called prophets in the ancient times to guide his people, he is still called prophets today. In his talk, President Nelson explained that the correct name of the church is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and that it had always been that way since 1838, when according to Revelation, Jesus himself gave the church that name. And at that moment, I felt something really powerful in my chest and realized my mistake. I have been calling myself a Mormon all along when that was never the church name. The church has always been called the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and that name was written on every church building I have ever seen. Kaya pala kapag tinatawag nyo kaming Mormons, it was a little off to me. So from that day on, I stopped being a Mormon and started being a proud member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, because we don't follow Mormon. Mormon was just a great prophet from the ancient times. But the center of our faith and devotion has always been about Jesus Christ. And I felt it was important for me to share these things in case some of you are still calling yourselves Mormons. My advice is don't. Don't be a Mormon. Be a proud member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And let's say, just like the Apostle Paul, I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth.